I despise the engine that's underneath that, but I think there's something that we all seem to forget, or maybe we don't forget about it, but nobody ever talks about it. That's the only pickup truck that's a convertible. Casey, you're gonna call that a pickup truck? Why, hell yeah, I'm gonna call it a pickup truck. Everybody else does. That's a mid-size pickup truck. The Jeep Gladiator. The Jeep Gladiator. Some folks say that when I call this a truck, they tell me I'm stupid. Now, is it a full-on truck like an F-150 or a Silverado or even a Ram? No, it's not. But it is a hell of a mid-sized truck. I mean, we're competing with a Ford Ranger. We're competing with a Nissan Frontier. We're competing with a Chevrolet Colorado, a GMC Canyon. There's some tight competition in mid-sized Truckville. And let me tell you something else. In all of those mid-sized trucks, this is one of only 2 of them that offer a naturally aspirated engine. Okay, the world has decided that we don't like large displacement engines. We want very small, very porquito engines and strap 1, 2, 10 turbos on it. That's how we're gonna get things done in the future. Let's give it a little pop. It's pop zone. That 3.6 has got a good growl, even though I hate the Pentastar V6. Casey, you got to get past it. I do have to get past it. It's still the only engine I've ever replaced in a vehicle was underneath the hood of a 2015 Jeep Wrangler, sporting this same 3.6 liter. But anyway, I think this is the only engine that is offered in this little truck right now. I believe you could have gotten an Eco Diesel once upon a time, but I've also seen some news that I think that there's going to be a V8 from underneath the hood of this for 2026. I don't know, but a V8 under the hood of this, this thing would be fantastic. Let me tell you why this truck is really good. Over here in America, which is where we are, everybody uses their pickup trucks for family cars, okay? And the cab inside of this is massive. It is a large, we'll get back there in the back seat and I'll show you. But compared to a Ranger, compared to a Frontier, Colorado, Canyon, any of those guys, it's bigger in the Jeep Gladiator than any other thing. And not to mention the convertible. It tows like almost 7,000 pounds. And it's a Jeep, so 4-wheel drive and off-road capabilities, just because it's a truck doesn't mean it can't do Jeep things. No turbos, remember. So it's not quite as sprightly, it's not quite as quick to the punch. Naturally aspirated. It's a trade-off. Reliability for power. You got to decide which one you want. Let's chat about that engine, shall we? 3.6 liters. Putting out about 285 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Now, the next part's a little tricky. In this one, because it's a 2024, you could still get a manual transmission along with the 8-speed automatic. Fast forward to 2025 and you were going to buy one of these brand damn new, you're not going to be able to get that manual transmission. They have plucked it from the Gladiator. It is still available in Wranglerville, but not in Gladiator. Ain't nobody buying them, so they ain't going to make them. You know what I'm saying? All right, the V6 first found its home under the hood of this in 2012. It replaced and knocked out 7 different V6 models across all of the models. Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth. I don't know all the names, but what I'm saying is there's a whole bunch of them out there. So parts are plentiful. As far as power and all of that, here we go. Payload, about 1,700 pounds. It'll tow 77 hun. And before you put all them mud gripper tars and lift and all that, just from the factory, you could get up to 11.6 inches worth of ground clearance. While we're talking about inches, look at that screen. 12 inches. That's a foot, baby. Actually, it's 12.3. It's bigger than a foot. As far as other amenities, dual zone climate control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, heated and cooled seats. On those cooled seats, I think you got to be like way on up there in the trim levels. But always going back to somebody can jack up your engine without having to pop the hood from the inside. I love it, but I hate it all at the exact same time. It's OG Jeep. I figured while we are out here, we'd bring the Gladiator and bring it over here to some of its competitors. Right here is the Jeep Gladiator squared off with the Ford F1 or the Ford Ranger. We've got the new generation Ford Ranger and the last generation Ford Ranger. And right here ahead of the Jeep Gladiator is the Nissan Frontier. And that is the only other naturally aspirated mid-size truck. Casey, you're way off your rocker, dude. You're forgetting about the Tacoma that's sitting right there. No, I didn't forget about it. The Taco. See? They changed the taco meat. The new tacos, there's no naturally aspirated anything. It's either a 4-cylinder turbo or a hybrid. Now, Toyota does make good hybrids, but it still is not the same as that truck. But that's a legend all in its own. But that's a whole nother thing right there, because you can't buy that version brand new. But anyway, figured we'd have us a little look right here at the competitors so you could see how the Gladiator squares off with other competitors. And now this is just your run-of-the-mill Gladiator. Now you can get a Rubicon or an Overland and all of that stuff and get it all lifted and bigger and yah-yahs and all that. I guess I need to show you guys the cab and the back seat because I told you that I would. I'm not bragging about this. There's no reason for me to brag. I'm about 6 foot, 6'1" if I stand up real nice and tall and erect. I'm about 265, 270 pounds. That's the fun part. Anyway, I would like to show you what all of that looks like squeezed into the back of a Jeep Gladiator pickup truck. All right. As far as headroom, I have plenty of headroom. My knees are in the back of the seat, but possibly the front passenger could give me a little bit of room because that seat does look like it's laid back and pretty far back there. As far as shoulder room goes, I'm good to go there. Now, if you spread your legs wide open right there, let the boys get a little vintage right there, a little blow right up the short leg right there. Then you fit back here just nice. But all jokes aside, it is very comfortable back here. You could ride for a long, long time. You might not say that about the competition. If you have made it to this point in the video, you are a legend. Thank you so much. Have a heart.